Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. Let's play some Rising Star 2. This is the band, everyone but Andy. And I did go ahead and hang those plaques that we've won. We're up to 10 victories now in Battles of the Bands. Battles of the Bands feels weird. Feels like it should be Battles of the Band, but that doesn't make sense either, does it? So, all right, anyway, one way or the other, let's develop a few song ideas. There's one. Let's go down here and see if we've got any big ones we can do. That was pretty good. We could do another pair of 10s. And that's it. Not bad. Not bad at all. And we're going to do some practice. We still have these songs that need some work. And we're at 50 on this one. Let's see how many points we're getting now. 18 points times 3. What's that? 54, right? Looking good. These will be ready for our next show, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a few of these that are pulling us down just a little bit. And we've done this before, but I'll show you again. You go to song list, you click on the song, and you can come over here to salvage. And there it is. That one's gone. So that was Carla. The other one was In the Future. That one wasn't really terribly popular, and we really want to regather these is kind of the point so that we can replay them and see what happens. Reclaim them and see what happens when they get used in another song. So that was 2 of them. There were 2 others. We'll hold on to those just in case. And I'm halfway thinking maybe we take maybe this song and go and record it. We'll have 3 songs recorded then. This song is developing some buzz, apparently. That's interesting. Maybe we should play that more. I have that one down as one we should get rid of, but this is a good sign when it starts to demonstrate some buzz. So I don't know. That's kind of weird to me, now that I think about it. Have to think on that. Nonetheless, we could do Closer. We could go record that. Let's go record a song. That feels like that'll be fun. Now, I did not add it to my favorites, but I did name the one there it is, Jan's Low Cost. We will head right over there. Hopefully Jan is in today. The music studios and that, all the stores are open every day of the week. I was saying that kind of in jest, but just the venues seem to be closed on Sundays. It is Monday, so that wouldn't really even be a factor, would it? $23 an hour. So maybe we don't even want this one now, come to think of it. That'll only get us to 43 if we do everything. Let's see if we can find another one that's a little more than 23, but not crazy. Not that we have any choices, right? There's a ton of these sitting around. 206, that's more than we want, but let's just take a quick peek at that. If we were to use it, we could get up to 100%. Look at that. It's cost us $4,000. What's it going to take to get to 50%? $1,600. Let's put a pin in that. This is Marty's studio. I think I'll be able to remember that. Let's try another one or 2. I think I want to try Eugene's over here. I feel like we tried all those 4 on that block and they were all just really high. 206, so about the same. That's not going to be a difference. See 2 more if we go this way. We might be able to take a peek at. Miles's. There we go, 104. That's a nice middling number. So first of all, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to mark this one by naming it. There we go, middle of the road studio. That works for me. Add it to a favorite by right-clicking it. So what we can do then in the future is it'll show up in this list. Just like that. Let's go back inside to get it to 50%, $1,100. That's a lot more reasonable than what the other one was, $1,450, right? So, or was it $1,650? It was almost 10% of what we had. That was part of the reason I didn't just do it. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to record this one. A day passes. So, but notice the experience, 1,000 experience for everyone and like 3,000 for Topher. Probably a good idea to go back home and practice the songs that we have. And I'm going to just go ahead and do that. I kind of want to get to the Friday night here. Oh, we don't have a gig Saturday. We'll be in Chicago. We could try to see if we can find a gig for Saturday here. Let's do that real quick. And we're going to want to do a medium level place. We'll try the Nice Love. That's where we'll go first. Whoops. See, this is where I'm not fully paying attention to the driving and I get kind of all sideways. Is it this block? I think it is. There it is. The chances of them having something this Saturday, very, very low, but we'll know in a minute. They have an opening. Let's go ahead and do it. It's a venue of 700. That'll be one of the larger ones we've played recently. Ever. We'll take it. Oh, and we need to replenish our t-shirts, don't we? I forgot about that. We sold all of our shirts. So we need to go find a print shop. There's one on the other side of this block. And we're going to buy some more shirts. Maybe, do we want to make a different one? Let's go ahead and play around a little bit. Let's do maybe a blue one. That's roughly the color of my car. I like that color. I'd like my car to be a little kind of shinier royal or something like that. Royal blue. Goodness, I can't speak. Let's go with that. And then maybe we make the letters maybe, well, this is where the color blindness eats me up because I think this is more gray. And that's kind of what I was going for. But it could be pink or something like that. And I might not be able to tell the difference. So excellent. And then just to see how this might work in the future, we can add graphics and we can also add photos like that. Oh, let's see what that one, oh, that'll be, yeah, we want to send that to the rear. That could be fun. I'd kind of like to blend that color a little better, I think, if I do that. That's still the shirt. Oh, the element. There we go. That is the eclipse of August 21st, 2017, taken from my yard. That's what that is, and I like to show that one off when I can. That could be cool. Yeah, let's do that. Make it offline a little bit. That's outstanding. Okay. You can flip it. Additive blending, so it'll blend into the background a little bit better. I think I'm okay with this look. It looks a little packaged, but I'm okay with that. We're going to go with this. This will be just because it needs a name, not because the name is all that important. Here's where we would design like CD covers as well. And what I normally do for this is I'll put this guy in there and put him in the back and blend him down quite a bit. Maybe shrink the size just a little. And then we take the text, make it much smaller. Move it around some. Do something like that. And then Let's go ahead and make a jewel case for a first album. Why not? We're here. Might as well get it done. The next thing we would add is text, and what I'm going to add is what the name of the album is, and we can call it anything. I'm thinking Alpha or Genesis or Prime or something like that. Let's go with Alpha. It's the first. And then we'll shrink that down. And I like to put these, well, there's a couple of things you can do. That's one of them that I've found that I kind of like. Yeah, let's do that. We'll make this our first. I'm not sure I love the title. We could call it something like Closer, whichever way you want to say it. Let's do that. We'll design the cover, buy it, give it a name. There it is. That's all ours. Now, we do want to make sure we buy t-shirts before we leave. They're $5 a piece. And I'm thinking I want to get maybe, that's $1,000. No, that's $1,500. Right? 5 times 3, 15. That'll be $1,500. That's 10% of what we have. Let's go ahead and get 500. It's a little pricey. But as we saw, we're starting to sell some of them. We can also look at our merchandise. We only made 100 of these, and we still have 82. They're not really flying off the rack at our merch table, are they? So our t-shirts sell for $12. Our single sells for $5. We will eventually have another CD there as maybe an EP. I don't know. Maybe we just do an EP this time. Let's go ahead and go home, practice some songs, move this along a little bit. All right. We don't need to practice that one again. These three, they're not going to max out, but they're going to get close. If we just did the two, well, we're not getting 60 points yet. We're getting about 48. So let's see what happens here. We'll just do that. And it is Topher's birthday today, May 3rd. He received $500, and it is a triple experience day. Those are always fantastic. So let's go do our thing. This time we will remember to go busk or something like that first. Darn it. We're going to have to repair some instruments because we've really messed these up. Oh, he got another success there. Outstanding. He's getting good at that. And last but not least, really cutting it close there, but let's go to the music store and get those fixed up. Right around the corner here, so that's okay. Over to Christopher's Music. There it is, repair equipment. And you know what? We could do a refurbish on these, get them up to 100%, because we're going to go busk, and that will begin to damage them, and so they'll show up again on our list. So that'll work. Anything else we want to probably repair this? All right, well, this isn't being used, and that might be because it's badly damaged. Yeah. So you do want to pay attention to the condition of your stuff. We have been bad about that here, obviously. Could have just repaired everything for $1,840. You know what? That leaves us with 10 grand. We're just going to do it. Okay, we'll do refurbs once we have a little bit more money. Right now, there's not a whole lot of points to gain with it. We're in decent shape. I'd like to think 70 and above, we're in pretty good shape. This one, just under that, really is the worst that we're seeing, so that's okay. All right. What else can we do today? Is there a place we can busk? There is not. That's too bad. So we're going to miss out on that. But we can try to go to a show tonight. So let's go mow a lawn and then go to a show. I think one of the other band members has a birthday later in May. So if we mow the lawn now, maybe we can busk for that one. I can't remember exactly how I lined it up. My one thought was, oh, I should put them close together so then, I could do that. When the first one comes up and nothing's mowed, I mow, and then the rest are just like right afterwards. Good and bad in that. You can't do many repairs if that's the case. So, there's some things to think about there. That's not what I wanted to hit, but this is a list of the album charts, and once you start releasing CDs, you will see them show up here. But I don't remember if self-released CDs show up or not. I can't remember. But it'll show you where you fall in the chart position and your previous position. And honestly, your first CD will be in the like 700 to 900 range. Well, let's go to the city guide. That's where I meant to go. There is only one place that has something going on tonight, and that is the duck room. So let's get there. And we're there. Comparison from ARM. At some point, it probably makes sense to pay attention to some of the band names around you and that are showing up, and kind of gives you something to keep track of and pay attention to where you fall on the hierarchy of things. That band is playing pretty big venues right now. Let's see where we are in a few months in comparison to them. All right, we're going to go home, not listen to Shady, and we're just going to go ahead and practice tonight. We've got 2 more nights before a couple of more shows, gigs, however you want to refer to them. Let's let her rip. We might max those out. We did. Fantastic. Now a few of these are starting to fall off. So we could just practice this one and be able to play it this weekend. I'd really like to do that. These will stay above 90, so maybe we can let's go ahead and do that. We can try a completely new set almost. 100%. Awesome. Let's get to Chicago. Win this contest. Hopefully. We should win it. As we see, now that we've got a little bit of momentum in it, we tend to win. Insert DJ Khaled song here. All right, hard turn here. A few blocks over, the big cities, you drive a whole lot. The 3x3s don't have a lot of options, but at least you're not driving everywhere. Probably makes sense to start in a small town, and then as your band gets better and you finally have a chauffeur, you step up to the next size or something like that. That could be fun. All right, here we are. Let's clear this. We've got new songs to try. These are all new. We could do 2 of these instead of a blue. And then let's also make sure we don't have anything that is non grata. We're in good shape there. I answered yesterday. That one didn't do fantastic for us, did it? Let's try that one. Oh, we deleted the one that was getting some buzz, didn't we? No, it was His Ship is Alana. Let's go ahead and try that one. See what happens. We'll put it up front. And we're going to do this. We're going to do 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. That'll be our order of execution. These 2 should act about equivalent to a blue, so we should be okay in playing this gig. There are 500 people here, so we might, well, let's see what happens. I'm not sure I should try predicting anymore because it doesn't feel like it's going very well when I do. $5 points there, 5 points there, 5 points there. 10 points there. Well, that's good. I think we're going to win. There it is. $5,000 in our pockets. That's good. We sold 35 shirts. We made $420 on shirts. Fantastic. 7 copies of our single. We're starting to get some momentum here. So while that feels good, I do wish that we were seeing 5 smileys, and we're just not yet. But Separate Fruit, look at that. It had an 11-point hop. That's the best we've seen. This song looks like it's going to do well for us. We're going to give it a little smiley face here in a minute. This one, not as much. You do have to pay a little attention to where the energy was for yellows and blues, because that can make a big difference, but this shouldn't be a factor. This should have done better than that. He did okay-ish. They didn't hate anything. I mean, that's always good. But there we have it. So we learned something. Separate Fruit. We are going to mark that one right now.
The phones are busy tonight. Here's one by request.
Maybe that becomes our 4th song for our EP. All right, moving right along, back to St. Louis. And we do have a gig tonight as well. Why don't we just head over there? It is a 6-song gig like the one we just played. Just play the same songs and see how they're received in this town with a bigger audience. Now, as we did discover, we're more popular in Chicago than we are here, or at least our reputation is better. So that was kind of interesting. We're at 340 here, 550 there. That's from winning those shows, I guess. So we're gaining some renown there. In our regions, the only one we have any popularity is the U.S. So if we go to these other regions, we can do more battles of the bands. That's all this guy talks about. Battles of the bands. What's with this? All right, so here we go. Make sure we don't have any attitude collisions. We don't. Gonna drop this one. Put in Nobody Grumbles at School. It hasn't gotten a lot of playtime, I don't think. Could go back to Taking the Day. Folks here love that song. And we could do Her Trey Benz. I think we're going to do that one instead of Alana. Actually, let's look back here. So that song does still have buzz, but it's not going anywhere. Does the buzz show up here? I thought it did. I don't see it. Okay. If you float over this, somewhere it tells you what buzz means, and I'm not seeing that right now. Let's take one more look at that. No, I'm not seeing it here, unless I'm completely missing it. There's somewhere where when you hover over it, it tells you what buzz means, and it basically means it feels like it's probably some sort of ratio of popularity to exposure, and it will go up. When it goes up, you're going to gain a lot more popularity per exposure, and as it comes back down, it'll drop off. So you kind of want to hit the song hard when its buzz is high, but overexposing it will drop the buzz faster. That's kind of how it looks like it gets explained. I'm not remembering where you see that. I thought it was a rollover or something. It'll show, oh, there we go. I just didn't wait long enough. It's based on exposure to fans and the current popularity. After popularity peaks, additional exposure reduces buzz. So it's kind of a monitor for you to kind of see where your song is in its life cycle, I guess. Nonetheless, let's move on. And we are going to play Separate Fruit again. We're going to skip that one. We're going to play Her Trey Benz. We'll end with that. Let's see how we do. Oh, and in this one, not a given that we win. These got some good bands here. So that's something to pay attention to as well. But let's see what happens. Might not have done it. Oh, this wasn't a battle of the bands. Never mind. What was I thinking? I'm sorry. It did just fine because it wasn't a battle of the bands. Now here's something though. We're seeing this song gain some popularity. This one did real well, if you recall. This one is getting some popularity, and they're both songs that I marked as showing they're getting some love. So that's good. And what that means is these are decent songs. They're songs we should hold on to. Very happy to see that. We sold 5 shirts out of a crowd of 700. That's not fantastic, but it's okay. It's what we got out of the night. We got $60. Nothing else here jumps out at me. Let's see where we are here. So separate fruit, 11 points there. That's good. That's what we sort of expected. They didn't like this song. I wonder if it was on the don't play list and I didn't realize that. This can be what happens there. Either that or it's just that bad of a song. I might want to check on that. What was the other one? It was His Produce Examines. They enjoyed this one. 7 points on that one. So 5, 4, 11, 3, 7, 7. Her Trey Benz was another one we already have kind of marked as makes them happy. All right, I do want to check that real quick. That song was, it was the yellow song down here. Okay, that song is so bad that people were politely applauding is what that's telling us. So that one's going to go right now, so I don't even have to think about it. Gone. All right, we're going to go home, and I think that will do it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. We will continue on with everyone but Andy in the next episode, and hopefully we start to see some new songs coming in that are going to make a difference in how we're perceived. So thank you for your time this time, and until next time, fair travels.